You can't improve what you can't measure. So if everything we're doing is in endurance sport is trying to improve performance, then everybody has different ways of measuring that performance. And really the only true measurement is a race. Right? That's the only thing that really should matter, is how they perform when it comes to race day. And like you said, Kristian and Lionel had pretty amazing races a couple of weeks ago. And they're both really happy with their performance. But they know that if they stay where they are now, other people are going to come and catch them. So really it is measuring where they are now to see what areas they can improve to become faster in the future. And oxygen consumption has always been one of the prime limiters, or some people call it the ceiling, some people call it the predictive size of the engine. But if you don't measure it, you actually don't know whether you're improving it or not. So the whole concept for me, and has always been, and this is back to the challenges that Jörg put to me when he was mentoring me, is if you say you're going to change something for the better, you better have measured it first and then be able to prove it by measuring it later. Otherwise, all you're doing is measuring the performance and saying, well, the person got better and that got faster, and that's great if you know how they got there. And this was always the problem, is someone would get better and they would assume that the improvement in performance was due to something, but they never knew what it was that was improved. Was it because they breathed better? Was it because they had a bigger heart? Was it because they moved their feet faster? Was it because they were psychologically tougher and they were willing to put up with more hurt? Like guys like Lionel Sanders, who are willing to dig so deep that it's at that point it's purely psychological. If you can take someone who's a good athlete and allow them to hurt as much as Lionel Sanders does, is that all you need to do? Maybe physiologically he's already as good as he can get. So the measure for me, the reason we created a device that is for everybody is so that they can measure one piece of the puzzle, and VO2 is one piece of the puzzle. And there's lots of pieces to that puzzle that coaches are working on all the time. But that's why we use VO2, is to measure one piece of the puzzle and make sure that if we say we're going to improve their VO2 max, that we actually measure it before, measure it after, and show an improvement. If we're trying to measure performance at sub VO2 max, which is where all of these guys work, nothing of Ironman or any endurance event is ever at VO2 max. It really is how close to VO2 max can they go and stay in control. And if you haven't measured that before and after, you don't know whether your training is actually working or not.
Hi there, I'm Peter O'Brien, CEO of VO2 Master, here with Andrew Sellars, Chief Science Officer, and we're here to discuss all things VO2 Master and human performance related. Welcome to the Physical Performance Show.